it doesn't, you don't even get,
Yeah.
like, once it needs all the.
They do lots of tests on
It's
that.
in my neighbor's yard back home.
So it's still around.
It's all over the place.
Yeah. South Florida. Tough place. Okay, so let's talk about the procedures for the lab. I'll divide you up into 6 groups again. So you'll have to work on different pieces at different times. The first section, I've got prepared slides set up on the microscope. And what I want you to do is for each of these examples, either get a good photograph or make a sketch of the image, and you're going to label that in your lab report. You're going to make a figure out of it and label what you can identify. Tracheids, vessels, fibers, rays, early wood, late wood, okay? So, I showed you an example. Your image will actually be much closer. It might just be of this portion, but you'll still be able to label early wood, and late wood, and rays, and so on. So there's a microscope with a cross-section of a corn stem. Corn is a monocot, right? There's a microscope with a picea, a spruce cross-section. There's a microscope with an oak cross-section. These are all labeled with strips of paper in front of the microscope to tell you what's on there. And note that the picea and the quercus, I believe, they each have 3 different sections on the slide. They all have a cross-section, a radial, and a tangential, but I just want you to look at the cross-section of those. Okay? So I already have it focused on the cross-section. You can move it around some, but don't move into another section. I have 2 microscopes set up with sweet gum slides, and I do want you to take photographs of the 3 sections. Okay? So I want you to have a tangential, radial, and a cross-section. Because I want you to, again, think about how the different cells are exposed in the different sections and to label them. So for instance, you label ray cells. These are ray cells, these are ray cells, these are ray cells. So again, I'm trying to get you to think about this 3-dimensional. So you have to look at 3 different sections on that microscope. So I put those on 2 microscopes because it takes a little bit longer to do that. Okay? So that's microscope slide work. And then I have samples of wood over here. I've got some oak wood and some spruce here. And basically what I want you to do is look at it and maybe look at them some under the dissecting scope and just take a couple of images of each piece of wood and label that figure. Okay? So this is less magnified, but for instance in the oak, I want you to look at the cross section and look at what the early wood and late wood looks like and what's making it look like that. The early wood looks dark in this oak cross-section because the early wood vessels are large, like I pointed out. Rays are really prominent in oak. So you can actually see the rays. When you look at this section, there's little dark flecks. Those are rays. Okay. So I'm wanting you, here, to start building a relationship and a recognition of how those microscopic cell types and arrangements result in what a piece of wood looks like. So you can either take a picture just of the wood face directly with your phone, or you can use a dissecting scope to zoom in a little bit. It's up to you, whatever you think makes sense.